2024 Tissot Aragon round gets underway. Not the best of starts there from Alvaro Bautista. Nicolo Bulliger with the whole shot, but Andrea Iannone sends it from way back on the inside in towards turn one. Toprak Razgatlioglu's already made the place up on Danilo Petrucci. He's through on Alvaro Bautista as well for third place. Bautista trying to fight straight back as they go three abreast further back. Alex Lowe's has found himself on the outside. Sam Lowe's smoking here, so in difficulty on the opening lap. Sam Lowe's with a big incident there, and that will have been caused by that mechanical failure.
Yeah, fluid onto the tyre there. He wasn't aware of that until he shut it off, but for Lowe's big crash there again, second big crash of the weekend. Opportunity
for Toprak Razgatlioglu to challenge Andrea Iannone for the race lead as early as lap number one. He was looking down the inside in towards turn 7, but the opportunity didn't open itself there. Through the corkscrew at turns 8 and 9. Then they'll be on the power, sliding their way through turn 10, and it's Iannone for the moment leading it on the Go 11 Ducati at the head of the field. Toprak Razgatlioglu, the odd man out in the top 4, the only non-Ducati, because it's the Aruba.it bikes who sit in third and fourth positions. Bulliger and Bautista looking a little bit vulnerable here to Andrea Locatelli as Danilo Petrucci tries to recover positions, having lost a couple off the line.
Yeah, just very quickly for Axel Bassani as well from the 6th row of the grid. He's up into the top 8 positions as well in front of his teammate Alex Lowe. So really good opening lap for Bassani.
Riding on board with Alvaro Bautista. This is exactly what he needs really in the early stages of the race, just to stick with the leaders. He knows that in the second half of proceedings is where he should be at his strongest, but he hasn't lost major places. We've got a red flag on lap number 1, so unfortunately a stoppage as early as the opening lap after that big spill for Sam Lowe's in the early stages.
Yeah, no surprise to be a lot of fluid that's been put down in the track, because we could see that smoke for a long time.
Bit of an air of inevitability about that, wasn't there? At the time of the stoppage then, Andrea Iannone was leading the way. This is what happened.
Yeah, you can see for Lowe's here coming through that section, and then suddenly, once you're getting ready to enter into the left-hander, that's whenever suddenly you get pitched off there by the bike. But that's a shame for Lowe's, and he's just had no luck really for much of this season.
With the red flag shown to check track conditions following the Sam Lowe's crash, riders gathered in the pits before getting ready for the restart. The field was soon gathering for the grid to restart the race, but there was drama before it even got underway.
Whose bike is that smoking out there? It's not Bulliger, is it?
We did see his mechanic on the grid for a while, just assessing something.
It is Nicolo Bulliger.
Shaking the head.
He's shaking his head. I saw a puff of smoke. He's continuing on round the circuit, and the smoking has stopped now. But for Nicolo Bulliger, who, remember, stopped at the end of the Superpole race last time out in Cremona, looks like more mechanical misfortune for him.
Yeah, and for Bulliger and Ducati, we've already seen it where they've had a lot of problems this season. Lost an engine. He stopped up at the top right-hand side of the shot, so Bulliger will non-score.
And after 6 consecutive non-scores for Toprak Razgatlioglu, this will be the first race at which he has the opportunity to extend that championship lead. And it's an emotional moment here for Nicolo Bulliger. Race 1 gets underway for a second time, and a good start from the riders off the middle row of the grid there. Alvaro Bautista going this way and that to try and defend Andrea Locatelli from way back. That's pushed Bautista off the racing line, and behind both of the BMW Motorrad riders, Michael van der Mark also making startling progress in the early stages of this restarted race 1. It's Iannone once again who leads. Second place for Danilo Petrucci. Better start from him this time around. Another good start from Andrea Locatelli. Lowe's also up ahead of Toprak Razgatlioglu, but not for long. Toprak recovers immediately into 4th position. Van der Mark also attacking Alex Lowe's, and Alvaro Bautista, having finally qualified up on the front row of the grid for the first time this season, still ends up finding himself recovering. He's down in 7th.
Yeah, a lot of work to do for Alvaro, but we know he's really strong here as the races progress. He will get his opportunities to make moves from the get-go down the back straight in towards turn 17.
Iannone looked like he was bunching them up there through the corkscrew. Now the circuit begins to open up. It's Iannone who leads the way with Petrucci right on his tail.
And Petrucci not having to use as many meters on the racetrack as well, able to hold that tighter line through that section to set something up into the left-hander at turn 12.
Not quite close enough, but again, Iannone visibly slower as they came through turn 12 and into the chicane.
He's really slow right now. You can see that with Locatelli, just able to pick up bike lengths on Petrucci in each braking zone as well. But Locke really aggressive here on lap 1. He knows he's got a chance.
Andrea Locatelli up into the podium places, but he might well be vulnerable on the long back straights here in Motorland Aragon, and this is where Toprak Razgatlioglu can put himself up into the podium positions as they come in towards turn 16 for the first time. Heavy braking zone, and Razgatlioglu is indeed through. Andrea Locatelli back to the inside line, covers off that 4th position against Alex Lowe. So your new order, Iannone leads from Petrucci, from Razgatlioglu, now up ahead of Andrea Locatelli. Then it's Lowe's. Alvaro Bautista's got through on Michael van der Mark. That's for 6th position as Petrucci attacks Iannone in towards turn 1, but he's not going to get there on lap number 2. Andrea Iannone deep into turn 14, gathers it up through turn 15, but Petrucci will have the punch out of that turn and down the back straight. Iannone, though, has broken far enough away. Toprak Razgatlioglu, meanwhile, using his speciality on the brakes to get through on Danilo Petrucci. Might run a little bit wide midway through turn 16 and 17. Petrucci can't recover. Meanwhile, further back, Alvaro Bautista up into 5th position now, ahead of Andrea Locatelli. So Bautista starting to make his progress, but all the while, Toprak Razgatlioglu getting closer and closer to top spots. Alex Lowe's hassles and harries Danilo Petrucci. Sniffs a podium here, Alex Lowe's, and he's going to make his lunge. Petrucci makes a fair number of his own, to be fair. And Alex Lowe's with some nice work there to get back up into the rostrum places. Danilo Petrucci coming in from a distance back in towards turn 12. That's broken the field slightly. Razgatlioglu with a bit of daylight behind him now to Danilo Petrucci, and Alvaro Bautista in the mix, having moved steadily back up the order after losing those 4 places on the opening lap. He now sits in 5th position, and this is the phase of the race, isn't it, where Bautista's pace starts to improve. New personal best for him last lap around. He's attacking the Kawasaki that we know is a few tenths of a second slower down the back straight. Meanwhile, this is the closest Razgatlioglu has been to Iannone, and he makes his lunge into turn 16 on lap 5, but he can't get it stopped, and Iannone answers straight back. The Go 11 Ducati leads once again and has led every lap so far. Alvaro Bautista capitalising on his resurgence in race 1, makes his way through on Danilo Petrucci now. He's up into the podium places. So it is Razgatlioglu versus Bautista at last. 2nd and 3rd position, though, on the track. Petrucci coming in from a distance back. Be careful into turn 1, Danilo. He moves Bautista unceremoniously out of the way, and Alex Lowe's has got the opportunity now to go round Bautista with sheer confidence into turn 2. Can Toprak's heavy braking speciality into turn 1 favour him here, or will Danilo Petrucci attack from behind? 2 tenths of a second covering your lead trio. Petrucci did it to Bautista a lap ago. He's going to do it to Razgatlioglu now at the start of lap 8. The hat-trick hero of Cremona last time out is making his way through the field as well.
Yeah, you don't see Toprak beating on the brakes into turn 1 too often, so Petrucci clearly with a lot of confidence. He'll come straight through on Iannone.
And Petrucci, having made his move into turn 1, catches Andrea Iannone by surprise at turn 4. An opportunity for Petrucci here to claim the scalp of Toprak Razgatlioglu. Bautista will accelerate clear of Alex Lowe's, but can he hunt down Razgatlioglu as they head in towards the braking zone for turn 16? Toprak himself will outbrake Iannone, gets alongside again. He did this earlier in the race for the race lead, but again Iannone is able to recover the inside line, and this time 2nd place.
Can't get it stopped into 16 there for Toprak compared to Iannone, and that's a big problem for him right now. We saw Garrett Gerloff able to move into the top 5 as well.
Turn 1 will be an opportunity at the start of lap 9, but again Toprak not quite able to get there on the brakes. Bautista challenging Razgatlioglu for 3rd has gone off the circuit altogether. Garrett Gerloff is through. Gerloff having already got through on Alex Lowe, so now up into 4th position, and Garrett Gerloff is a podium contender on lap 9.
Yeah, Gerloff was able to make that move down the back straight using the strength of the BMW. Iannone is doing a good job on this lap to come back to Petrucci.
And here goes Iannone on Petrucci, where Petrucci caught him by surprise to take the race lead. Iannone responding, so really good work from Andrea Iannone. Dug in his fight against Toprak Razgatlioglu. Could easily have been 3rd at the end of the last lap, and Razgatlioglu now offline, and Garrett Gerloff with the better pickup coming off turn 7 is through into the podium place. End of lap number 9. Iannone somehow is still your race leader. Danilo Petrucci might have a go here in towards turn 1 at the start of lap 10. He will do. Petrucci gets it stopped. Iannone struggling on the brakes there, but does hold on to 2nd place ahead of Gerloff and Razgatlioglu.
Yeah, and for Petrucci, he's been pretty clear. He wants to get to the front. Let's see what Iannone can do up the hill.
Bar-to-bar action here as Petrucci has moved out of the way. Gerloff will try to nick 2nd position. Petrucci sends it in from way back. Gerloff's already through. Offline Petrucci falls prey to Razgatlioglu. We've got 2 BMWs now in the podium places, lining up behind Andrea Iannone, and watch for Alvaro Bautista here, sideways as he makes his aggressive move on Danilo Petrucci. Yonone trying to break away. Toprak Razgatlioglu right on the tail now of Garrett Gerloff. Less than a bike length between the two of them as they come in towards turn 16 on lap number 12. But Toprak has tried and failed against Yonone into the final two turns. He tries and fails against Garrett Gerloff there.
Toprak just doesn't have the bike underneath the brakes into turn 16 to make that move. He needs to do it into turn 1.
Turn 1 is the heaviest braking zone on the circuit here in Motorland Aragon. It's where Toprak has so often excelled, and he will pull out from alongside Garrett Gerloff and through for second position at the start of lap 30. Alvaro Bautista with the opportunity to close in on Garrett Gerloff, just not quite close enough in towards the braking zone for turn 16. Gerloff a little bit wider this time around. Bautista with the tighter line. Is there a run into turn 1 here available for either Gerloff or Bautista, who are both trying to square it off with 5 kilometers to go here in Motorland Aragon? Yonone with a new fastest lap of the race. Razgatlioglu with second position. Bautista through on Gerloff to get up into the rostrum places, and Bautista still has the opportunity to take another 4 World Championship points away from Razgatlioglu here.
Yeah, really important for Bautista and for Ducati and for Bundesliga's championship hopes that he's able to attack. But look at Garrett Gerloff, he wants the podium.
Gerloff with an opportunity to take the podium, and he takes it away ruthlessly from Alvaro Bautista at turn 4. Brilliant racing from the two of them. Yonone's away and gone, 1.4 seconds clear, even close to the lap record last time around. Razgatlioglu holding off Garrett Gerloff, just a couple of tenths of a second in it there, and Alvaro Bautista will remain in 4th. There's going to be no change here on the final 2 turns, but up at the front, it's Andrea Yonone, 8 times Moto2 race winner of the 2016 Austrian MotoGP, 4 years out on suspension, but back in WorldSBK, a race winner again. Andrea Yonone takes race 1 of the 2024 Tissot Aragon round. Close for second place as well between Razgatlioglu and Gerloff, and Alvaro Bautista less than a tenth of a second from nicking the podium on the line.